village of Blackwood was nestled deep within an ancient forest, shrouded in mist that never seemed to lift. The villagers lived simple lives, bound by unwritten rules passed down through generations. One of those rules was never to enter the forest after dusk. They called it the Whispering Grove. For centuries, tales have been told of people who ventured into the grove at night, drawn by soft whispers calling their names. None who entered ever returned. Some said it was the work of vengeful spirits. Others claimed it was a curse placed upon the forest long ago. Lila was new to Blackwood. She had moved there to escape the chaos of city life, seeking peace and inspiration for her writing. Curious by nature, she often found herself wandering near the edge of the forest, enchanted by its eerie beauty. The villagers warned her, of course, but Lila dismissed their stories as mere superstition. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the forest grew darker, she heard it for the first time. A whisper, faint and melodic, carried on the wind. Her name. At first she thought it was her imagination, but the whisper came again, clearer this time. It seemed to beckon her, promising secrets untold. Despite a chill creeping up her spine, Lila followed the sound, her lantern casting long shadows among the trees. The deeper she went, the louder the whispers became, weaving together into an almost hypnotic chant. The forest seemed alive, the trees swaying despite the still air, their branches reaching for her like skeletal hands. She came upon a clearing where the moonlight spilled like silver liquid. At its center stood an ancient oak, its gnarled roots twisting into the earth. Beneath the tree lay a pool of water, so still it looked like glass. The whispers stopped. Lila felt an inexplicable pull toward the pool. Kneeling by its edge, she peered into the water. Her reflection stared back. But it wasn't her. The face in the pool was older, hollow-eyed, and wearing an expression of sorrow so profound it made her chest ache. The reflection moved, its lips forming words Lila couldn't hear. The whispers returned, surrounding her now, louder and more urgent. She tried to stand, but her feet wouldn't move. The roots of the ancient oak were winding around her ankles, holding her in place. Panic surged as she struggled, but the forest held her tight. The reflection in the pool reached out, its hand emerging from the water and grasping Lila's wrist. Cold as death, the grip pulled her downward. The whispers became deafening, a cacophony of voices pleading, crying, and laughing all at once. With a final, desperate scream, Lila was dragged into the pool. The water rippled and then stilled, as though nothing had happened. The next morning, the villagers found Lila's lantern at the edge of the forest, its flame extinguished. They knew better than to search for her. In Blackwood, the forest always kept what it claimed. Months later, a new arrival came to the village. They too heard the stories of the Whispering Grove. And one evening, as the mist thickened and the sun disappeared, they heard a faint voice calling their name. It sounded just like Lila's.